All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor, all praises, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, who the Word only calls God, Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son, who the Word only called Jesus Christ. I want to say the water, thank you to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for the Rakakwadash, the Rakakwadash being the Holy Spirit, which is the driving force behind these lessons. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace, blessing, grace, and safety goes out to all the Akim Wazaquanium around the world, preaching and teaching His word in truth and in sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's your call from the Men of Valley, South Carolina camp, coming back with another lesson. And I'm just going to be going on how Babylon is falling, man. All right. It was an article that I seen on RT this morning. All right, but when I went to open my app back up, it was I couldn't find it. You know, it was a better article than the one I got now. And I don't want to I'll find it soon, but nonetheless, if not, all right, you know, we still understand and know it can use different articles to see and prove that Babylon the Great is falling, man. All right, and when a country is falling, kingdom is falling, what the dollar collapses. All right, and that's what we have going on here in Babylon the Great, because all right, it's backed by nothing. All right, and they're printing it out of thin air. All right, so I just want to grab a couple scriptures and read a little bit of this article, because hey man, the the currency in Babylon is going to be worth nothing really soon, and they're going to try to switch it to a digital currency. All right, so let's read this and get some scriptures. It says Fed creating money out of thin air will lead to collapse of U.S. dollar, and this was put up a month ago. So like I said, it was a better one that I found, but nonetheless, just going to you get the gist of the topic. So Fed creating money out of thin air will lead to collapse of U.S. dollar. And that's just what's going on. All right, with this whole pandemic thing, they're giving out the stimulus package. They did give out the stimulus package. All right. So they printed masses and more of money backed by nothing. And that's going to lead to inflation and all those type of different things. All right. And they're telling you right here, you get certain articles like this telling you that them creating money out of thin air will lead to the collapse of the U.S. dollar. All right. And this is a little quote I'm going to read. It says, Salakia. I'll just read a little bit of it. It says, a sell-off and political dynamics are driving the stock markets right now, according to veteran stockbroker Peter Schiff. He explores why the markets and the economy are so dependent on and desperate for stimulus. Two factors have driven stocks lower, Schiff said: the lack of progress on a stimulus deal and a surge in COVID-19 cases. The sell-off could have been worse if it wasn't for a big move out of recovery stocks into the stay-at-home stocks benefiting from the pandemic. However, Schiff wonders how long these stay-at-home stocks can continue to that might mean buy the market, given that they are already significantly overvalued. It says, of course, if all the people who are staying at home and shopping never go back to work and never actually have a job, and the only money they have to spend is the Fed creates out of Slacky. It says they have to spend is the money the Feds created out of thin air. Eventually, the dollar is going to collapse, and the real purchasing power is going to go down along with it, he said. All right, so, hey, this is just imminent, man. Babylon the Great, the dollar is going to collapse, and they are going to try to come with their new world order. All right, but that dollar collapse is a major thing. All right, and that's because Babylon the Great is collapsing. All right, so just, think about how Babylon is going down. Just thought of certain precepts and different various other scriptures. So let's hop into them. All right. I was trying to find that other article, but it's all good. So, all right, let's start in Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 51:60. So Jeremiah wrote in a book. All right, that book that he wrote in represents the scriptures. All right, that's the book. So Jeremiah wrote in the book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. Yes, so it's going to be many evils that come up against Babylon the Great. All right. Going to have wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, famines. The economy crashing. All right. It says, and Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon, and shalt see and shall read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. And this is one of the ways we know that this is Jeremiah is prophesying, talking about modern Babylon, which is America. All right, because it said that's going to be desolate forever. Okay. Verse 63. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it, and cast it in the midst of the Euphrates. All right, so and this precept right here also signifies that it's talking about Babylon the Great. All right, because why? This is the same stone that the angel threw in the ocean in the book of Revelation. All right, so let's grab that. The precept that. Also like your own Bible app. This Revelation 18 and 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. All right. So this is the precept to Jeremiah 51 and 63. All right, because what? Sariah, all right, tied a stone to a book and threw it in the Euphrates. All right. And that what represents how Babylon the Great will be thrown down. All right. And that stone represents the scriptures. All right. And what the scriptures represents, Yahweh Shai. All right. The scripture, the word came to life. Yahweh Shai is the word. All right. So Yahweh Shai is going to throw Babylon the Great down. All right. Jeremiah 51 and 63 again. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it, and cast it in the midst of the Euphrates. And thou shalt say, Thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. This far are the words of Jeremiah. All right, so what? That stone being tied to that book represents what? How Babylon shall sink. All right, and Babylon is sinking. All right, Babylon is being thrown down. All right, and how it shall not rise. Because if you tie a rock to something and throw it in the sea, it's going to sink to the bottom and never rise again. And that's what Babylon the Great is going to do. It's going to fall and never rise again. All right, Esau Edom is never going to rise again. All right, so back in 63 again, this is heavy precepts, man. All right, and it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it in the midst of the Euphrates. All right, the same thing that the angel did. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone. All right, that stone what representing the scriptures, man. All right. And cast it to the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. All right, so Babylon is going to be thrown down and not found no more at all, man. All right, so let's read up a little bit, because who's going to be affected by this? The people that love Babylon the Great, the people that make money here on Babylon the Great, they're going to be affected the most. All right, us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we live fairly regular lives, except for, the ones that really sold out and got the millions. But Jake living a regular life, man. All right. So who's going to affect the rich, all right, in Babylon the Great? Revelation 18 and 15, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? All right, so the other nations that get rich off Babylon the Great, okay, and come here and use and manipulate Jake for their money, they gonna be crying, man, when they see Babylon the Great thrown down, man. All right, and they gonna be crying real soon because Babylon the Great, all right, is gonna be cast into the to that sea, man. All right. It says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. So the Most High gonna throw this place down in the hour, man. Okay, and that's on Yahweh by Shem Shai's time. All right, that hour. It said, Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. All right, so the hopeful elect, we're going to rejoice over Babylon the Great being thrown down. All right, we're going to see articles about the dollar going to collapse and various other articles. And we dig into scriptures like this, speaking about how Babylon the Great will be thrown down, how that great city Babylon will be cast under. All right, that's what we think of when we read articles about the dollar collapsing, about economy doing bad. All right, because it is written in these scriptures, man. All right, I'm going to end it with 21 again. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, all right, so this was a representation, man, that the angel did and what Sariah did, man. Okay. Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. You know, so call Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to Babylon fallen, man. The prophets and the saints are going to rejoice. Okay? Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom.